I've chosen the topic of tonight because everybody now is thinking of diet and how to lose weight, especially in the areas where summer is coming and everybody's preparing for the beach. And I've seen so many groups of intermittent fasting or fasting in general that are focused on losing weight and getting on a diet to lose weight, to look slimmer, to look more beautiful. But I want to make sure that we look at it from all the perspectives. And it's important to know that the food we eat does not only have an impact on our body and our looks, but it also has an impact on our minds. The way we think, our moods, our emotions are all influenced by our foods. And our diet has a powerful influence on our mood and depression, anxiety and other types of inner states that are not harmonious are now known to be caused by also bad diet. So since a lot of our immunity and a lot of our hormones are produced in our digestive system, so for example the colon and digestive system can produce melatonin. This influences the whole hormonal balance and all the substances that the body secretes, and therefore the health of your colon and the health of your digestive system is influencing your state of mind. So that's the first connection between the food and your mood. We're still waiting for a few moments for everybody to join in, for my host, Teresita, to join in as well in order to start this topic. So just hang on with us and make sure that you're having a few moments of relaxation, maybe insulate from external noise so that you can hear us fully and be with us. And you can also ask questions in the comments if you want to have an interactive journey with us tonight. But most of my questions are gonna be asked by my host, Teresita, who's gonna join us soon. So I'm gonna let her lead the way into this topic and ask me what she wants to know about. So she's going to be in with us in a few moments, and I'm so ready to dive into this topic, and I would really love to know what you want to know about how the food influences your mind and your mood. How are you perceiving this topic? What do you think? Is this for real, that the food can have an influence on your mood and your thoughts? Or is it just something that us holistic healers have made up to look, interesting? What do you think? So let me know in the comments, type your yeses if you think this is accurate, and if you think there is a direct connection between the food and the mood and the food and your thoughts. And also type questions and comments as we go. We're going to be live soon with our host, Teresita. I was going to start asking and doing the interview, so I'm just waiting for her to join in. And I'm waiting as well for all of you to join in as we go. Really grateful for your presence and happy for having you here. So as I'm waiting for your questions and for the questions of my host, I'm just gonna sit in silence for a few moments and invite you all to tune in and tune into your heart. I'm also really happy to announce that this Wednesday we're starting a series called PRANA and TANTRA. We're starting in Brașov, Romania. Each Wednesday for a few weeks, we're gonna have a conference and a class. Each conference and class are held in a specific energetic vortex, a specific city that is an energetic vortex. So we start with Brașov with a conference on 19th of May and the class on the 20th of May. They are called Prana and Tantra, the connection between food, consciousness, and relationships. So I'm inviting you to join in. All the details are add the link in our events section of the website, which is in the description of the video or in bio. So I'm starting the interview now.
Hola, Silva.
Hola, Teresita.
¿Cómo estás? Bien, ¿y tú? Bien, gracias. Qué bueno, qué bueno. Oye, ¿tú hiciste el canal de Hiwi en YouTube?
Hello, do you hear me?
¿De música? Ajá. ¿Cómo lo conoces? Porque lo encontramos.
Hello, everybody.
¿Cómo? ¿Buscándolo? No. Pues sí, lo encontró. Es que estaba buscando canciones para el programa de hoy. ¿Estás buscando hoy? Sí. Si buscas canciones de hoy, encontrarás todas las que... Sí, lo hice yo, como sabes. Hola, Cristiana. Bueno, luego lo hablamos.
Sí. Hola.
Hi, Cristiana. How are you?
Gracias a todos. Happy to
yeah, I
be
forget
with you.
You speak Spanish.
Yeah, you were speaking Spanish, so my mind started in Spanish. But, welcome and thank you for being here. I'm happy to be with you.
No, thank you. Welcome. And thank you for being here. It's an honor to see you again.
For me too. I'm really happy. And I'm happy to also meet your friend.
Yes, this is Silvan. He is our tech support. And so he will be here supporting us with technology. I'm looking, your background looks great, but it looks like your internet connection is a little bit, it's unstable. So I'm hoping that it doesn't cut off.
Let's pray that it doesn't cut off.
Sorry?
Let's pray that it doesn't cut off.
Yes.
It's the same internet connection that I had every time we met, so I trust that it will be okay. I'm still in the same mountains, as you know.
Yes. Yes, mm-hmm. That's right.
Yes.
Okay. So are you ready?
I'm very ready. Yes, we can start at any time.
Okay, perfect. And so I'll introduce you briefly at the beginning, and then I'll ask you the 3 questions, and after the 3 questions,
yes, I remember what you've, and you look great, by the way. I love the way you look. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we can start anytime.
Okay, great. And I'm actually really happy. We're kind of coordinated in colors. Do you notice that? It's really wonderful.
Absolutely. We're playing in the same team, like in the sports team, they have the same color.
We are. Yes. And you look great. You look gorgeous.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Sometimes I do mess up, so I'll try not to mess up.
Yeah, you'll be okay. I trust that you will.
Thank you. Okay, Silvan, ya estamos listas y vamos a empezar. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone, and thanks again for joining us here at Pax Lux Mundi, where we bring you amazing people from around the world. And today with us we have a very special guest, Cristiana Eltrayan from Romania, who is going to be participating as a speaker during the 7th World Conference on Peace and Light on the days of the 18th, 19th, and 20th of June. Hello, Cristiana, and thank you so much for being here with us.
Hello, I'm really happy, and now as you were speaking, I just realized that your event is actually in the spring or before the summer solstice, so we're really, really powerful that we're gonna meet there in that time.
I know.
Really happy for that.
Yes, I'm very excited too, and it's going to be a wonderful event. It always is. But yes, I agree. There is some type of special energy right around the summer solstice. So it's wonderful.
We are helped.
Yes, it will. So I'm going to introduce Cristiana for those of you that may not know her. So she works as a therapist, an international holistic speaker and author. Additionally, she often travels for opening and maintaining energy portals along the planet, following the planetary energy lines and also the cosmic rhythms. Her workshops focus on energetic nourishment, the Taoist emotional intelligence, and pranic methods of healing and recalibration converging to the consciousness of unity. Well, thank you for being here. It's an honor to have you. I am so pleased. I've been with you 2 times before during our event. So is this your 3rd time with us?
It might be the 3rd or the 4th. but for me, time, you know, is really, really weird, and I cannot tell for sure. Because I see
Yes.
time like a continuous present and not necessarily before and after. So it might be the seventh as well, because there are some in the so-called future, so we don't know.
That's right. That's right.
Hmm.
Time is not linear, so you're correct.
Hmm.
Wonderful. So, Christiana, tell us what inspired you to do your research around the topic on how food influences thoughts?
Well, I've noticed it on myself, you know, because I had a lot of uh, time to research it within myself how my state was changing according to what I was eating. Since I was a child, I didn't really like to eat meat, and I wasn't feeling comfortable with heavy foods. And my digestive system has always been really sensitive, because the those of us who are coming to bring new systems of nourishment on earth, you know, we tend to get more sensitive digestive systems. And I'm appealing to everyone listening now. We tend to have more sensitive digestive systems because we're actually not meant to have the same junk food that the whole planet is having. We're meant to bring the new, more harmonious fuel or food system and maintain it. And that's how we kind of perceive more accurately any imbalance in our food intake, you know. So my mood was literally reacting to the foods that weren't so great for me, and I was getting cranky or agitated or even brain fogged, you could say. And I'm trusting that many of you are experiencing that with certain groups of foods or with certain foods in general. So I've noticed over time that what worked for me was a very, very light food. So I moved from omnivorous to vegetarianism, then to veganism. Then I'm using more and more raw food. And my favorite now is liquid food, the soups and the smoothies and the juices, which is very small quantities during the day, and pranic nourishment, which is source nourishment or energy nourishment in the rest of the day. So that's what my body prefers. And I've noticed that when I'm in that state, I'm really, really uh, sharp minded, clear minded. I can do various tasks at the same time, so I'm good with multitasking, as you know. And I can stay in a great mood, so I'm really, really happy regardless of what happens around me and how cranky the people around me are. On the opposite, if I was having heavy food or just solid food that isn't right for my body, like, you know, if I tried to have dairy, for example, I would get really, really sad. So the feeling of sadness, the feeling of being misplaced, even not depression in my case, but a feeling of feeling that I'm not right in the world would appear, because when my body was not vibrating at the right frequency in those moments, right? Because the fuel that I had put in my body was not okay for my body, and there was a discrepancy between my soul's frequency and my whole energy frequency, which tends to vibrate quite highly, and the frequency of my physical vessel. So this discrepancy would create a bad mood and a state of mind which was one unclear, not so determined, the tendency to procrastinate things and so on. Those appear, right? And you all know it probably. And you think it's just,
Yeah.
you know, you need to get more self-confidence and this and that. No, you first need to change your diet. That's the first step. The lighter you go, the more aligned you are with the rhythm of your oversoul and your energy field, which tends to vibrate at a much higher pace nowadays than our physical body. So now our physical body needs to be aligned with our highest frequency. That's why we need to change our fuel. That's how I noticed. And then I've interviewed, hundreds of people, and I've worked in therapies one-on-one with hundreds or thousands of people. And I've also spoken in direct conferences with thousands of people. And that's how I've noticed, oh, there are others who are the same. Yeah.
Yes. Right now you made me think when you were talking about dairy, and maybe this is not even related, but you made me think of the fact you said that when you eat dairy, you get sad. And, it made me, I had an image of, a baby calf being pulled away from its mother, and the mother missing that contact with that infant,
with thousands
right?
of people, and that's how I've noticed, oh, there are others who are the same. There was an echo, sorry. Yes,
It's okay.
yes, we can pick up the frequencies of the information in the food, which might be the feeling of the animal having been killed in the case of meat products, or the frequency of the animal being separated from a sibling and so on, which is in the case of baby calves and the mother cows who are giving us the milk. So everything goes in our system, and our system is decoding the information, right? And so we might actually get the feelings of or the emotions or the information of the foods that we are consuming. If they're coming from other beings, then for sure we're in some level interacting with those beings and taking over their states. That's why so much people in the world now are depressed or sad to the core, because of the stuff, the information and the energy that they're putting in their bodies, right?
Right.
Because
That's right.
that's this translating directly into your state of mind and into your mood. It's not just the
That's right.
environment that's influencing your inner state. It's the very information that you put in your mouth and let come into your digestive system that's creating the first kick into your day. Before anything else, before you open your TV, before anything else, what you have drunk or eaten in the breakfast is gonna be your mood throughout the day. That's what I'm
That's
stating.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, and tell us, how can being more conscious of what I mean, I know you touched a little bit on it, but how, more specifically, how can being more conscious of what we eat help create a world of peace and light?
Well, that's a great question. And it's very linked to what we said before, because, to create a world of peace and light, we have to be peace and light. The world is made by us. The made is actually made with us. We are the world. So if we are peace and light, the world is peace and light, because there's nothing else in the world. I mean, the animals are generally peaceful. The plants are really peaceful. The only beings who aren't peaceful on this planet are the humans, right? So to have a world of peace of light, we need to be peace of light in light, us, ourselves. And that helps us, of course, with the diet, because as we said, everything in our system is influenced by the food intake, right? And if we intake foods that are heavy, or that are coming from animals that have been slaughtered, or have gone through a tough time, right? That's going to influence our mood, and that's not peace and light at all. That's going to come out
Yeah.
out of us, right? While
Right.
if we are keeping a light diet, a plant-based diet has been proven to be a natural antidepressant, and a mood enhancer, and to boost serotonin and dopamine and all that stuff that is making us happy and peaceful and light. If you want to have a world of peace and light, start with a plant-based diet and continue maybe to more raw food, which is not so processed, and it's giving you the largest amount of energy. There are certain opinions that when you move from a processed food to a natural food, non-cooked, you get 10 times more energy, which is 10 times more light. And when you move from a non-processed natural food to a or processed food to a liquid food, you get 100 times more energy and 100 times more light, right? So you
Wow, I didn't know that.
increase the level of energy 100 times fold. So I think that's the answer, right? Before anything else,
Yeah.
in order to have compassion, in order to have kindness, in order to have lightness and peace in our being, we have to address our diet in a way that is bringing more peace into our system.
Right, right. I think I think it's essential. I do think, I remember from a past presentation that you did with us where you explained how there's so much more light coming in, so much more energy. And so people are not only nourishing themselves with what they're ingesting, but they are also nourishing themselves with the energy that's already here. And
Yes.
so then you get people that can be, to a certain degree, a bit overweight, or there's an imbalance because
Mm-hmm.
they're eating too much physical food, but they're already able to receive that energy that's coming, that pranic energy that
Mm-hmm.
exists
Mm-hmm.
in our environment.
Yes.
And so I think, what could somebody, don't tell me a lot, because obviously you want to save this for your presentation, but what is something that somebody could do to start the process of elimination, of eliminating things that are not healthy for them?
Meditate. That's the first step. It's great because then you tune into a higher frequency. And if you meditate daily and regularly, maybe twice a day, you keep that high frequency. And when you have a high frequency, you need less food naturally. And you become more in tune, you become more present. And when you are more present, you then naturally notice what's happening in your body, what's happening in your mood, how your mind shifts according to certain uh, groups of food or certain types of food intake. And then you, by noticing that in a state of presence, in a state of alignment, in a state of body mind connection, you are able to um, clearly reduce the amount of foods that is giving you bad moods, or eliminate them, because you're aware, okay, I have, by being present, by being fully connected with my body, I am now aware that drinking coffee is making my body agitated, right? And by having that awareness, I naturally take off coffee from my diet. Just like
Yeah.
that, this is making me harm, so I'm no longer using it, right? Because I love myself. So meditation is the first step, and it's been proven. That's why probably India is the country with the biggest rate of vegetarians, because these guys really do meditate much more than all of
Yeah.
us, right? So they're naturally kinder, they're naturally in tune, and notice that meat is not doing them very good, and therefore most of them have taken it off their diets, right? Then you can practice some body awareness practices like yoga or qigong or meditative dance, which, by putting your body into constant movement, or not constant but frequent, I mean daily, you then notice how your energy moves through your body. And you can naturally notice, for example, in yoga, that you're much stiffer with heavier food than when you had a detox. You can do better yoga,
Yeah.
and you're better at your flexibility and all that stuff when your body is detox, or when your body is in a plant-based stage, or you have been fasting for a while. So you notice how your food is actually influencing your body, your joints, your ligaments, everything, your textures of your tissues. And you then make the connection and know that, this group of foods is no longer belonging in your diet. For example, meat and animal-based products, or even cooked food for some people, right? So you connect with yourself by meditating, you connect with your body by doing some conscious body movement. Even running, if you're conscious of every step that you put on the ground, or swimming, or dancing, it can be a spiritual or a holistic type of movement. And you connect with your body, and you get messages easier from your body. Make conscious love. That's also a
Yes.
good method, you know. It's not even a method, it's a pleasure. And you get a lot of information from your body afterwards, you know, because you're connected, you're deep into your core, you know, you've connected with your lower parts of your body, and therefore you're able to perceive the body's messages with more clarity than when in the stage of, for example, maybe being a monk. I have nothing against monks, I love them, I'm just saying. So lovemaking can be a great, conscious lovemaking can be a great spiritual practice for awareness and for actually diminishing your food because you no
Yes,
longer
I agree.
need that much. So we started actually, as we now start a series of events called Prana and Tantra. We're starting on 19th of May, 19th and 20th of May, which are going to explain the connection between food intake and the quality of our relationships, and not ultimately our lovemaking, because that's really tightly connected, right? You actually can have a better life and a more fulfilling love life when you have a lighter diet, and that's a truth. Yeah, so these three I would recommend: meditation as a base, as a foundation for every conscious choice; getting in touch with your body through conscious movement, either yoga or qigong or dance or any practice where you're conscious of your body; and conscious lovemaking or tantra. These are the three things that I would recommend. And of course, follow our website and our classes. That's doing a great job into the world. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And with everything that's happening around the world during these times, do you feel that there's still a reason to keep hope alive?
I think that's the best reason to keep hope alive. That's the best moment. We need hope more than anything right now, and that's the first thing that we need to keep alive. And also understanding that, of course, this is a transition stage. It's not the final, you know, destination of our journey. It looks messy now because any transformation has a messy time, but it's actually blooming into something greater and more beautiful, where people are going to be much more conscious along the way because of this transformation upheaval that is now taking place. So this is the main reason for hope, you know. If it would be a flat line, nothing happening on the planet, then it would be no reason for hope. But since it's a transformational time, you know, uh,
Yes.
you know, when you do a detox, the first detox that you do, many people get pimples, right? Because things get,
Yes.
you know, they come out of the skin. The planet is now detoxing. So when we're seeing these pimples, we know that after that we're going to have a very light complexion. This is what's happening on the planet at the moment. You know, she's preparing for a very light complexion. So let's be aware of that, and let's be joyful for that, and let's try to navigate this in the most gracious way. And changing our diet is the first step, because that's the alarm ringing now. It's not like a whisper, it's no longer a fine melody, it's like ringing the alarm. You have to have a better immune system and a more healthy body to survive through this. So get ready.
Right. That's
Yeah.
great. You know, you're correct on that. It's true. You do have to have a very healthy immune system and, you know, healthy body in order
Yeah.
to get through this. So
These days is
you're
no
right.
longer optional. Yeah, like it's a survival thing. So, you know, get on the saddle and take the detox seriously, and put in the healthy nutrients and the healthy superfoods, and maybe include more liquid instead of solid food, and more smoothies instead of pizzas, and see where it's taking you, right? And if you need help, you know, check out my books and the videos on the YouTube channel, which is the same name as my name, Christiana Eltrayan. And there's huge amounts of information there for free that can help you, right?
Right. That's yes, and thank you for sharing that too, so that our listeners can know where to find your information and your books that you've written. And well, Christiana, we have come to the end of our interview. It's been wonderful. I'm so excited to be able to be with you during our conference on the 18th, 19th, and 20th of June. And I can't wait for all of our listeners and viewers to be able to hear you then. And I can't wait. It's, this is going to be my third time being with you during this event. So I'm excited.
Yes.
I feel that third time's the charm. So it's going to be really wonderful. And is there anything that you wanna say, that you wanna, maybe a message that you wanna leave us with?
Yes, peace is the most important right now, and the main thing that we're hoping in the world, right? Uh, the peace is the result of a lighter state, is a result of a state, inner state of love and compassion. And by treating the other beings on the planet with love and compassion, and with this I'm referring to the other species that we consider inferior, but they're actually quite superior in terms of intuition and connection to the human race. This is how I'm seeing things. By treating the other beings with compassion and kindness and allowance, so allowing them to be in their rightful living way of experimenting the planet alongside with us without eating them or using them, that would be the first step to real human evolution. So by moving into that state of awareness and compassion, which starts with our diet and starts with not eating other beings, we really get a chance at having peace on this planet. And it's really important now to have that.
Yes, I agree with you. I think that you really touch, a very important subject there, which is true that we do need to honor all our companions, that are with us on this earth, and really take them into account, because I do agree. I think that they are superior in many ways, in the fact that they are only here to offer us love and support and unity. And it's almost like we just need to observe nature to really know what we are supposed to be doing
Yes.
as a humanity.
Yes,
So,
and if you're having any doubts on them being superior, I'm going to give an example, which I always give. You don't know when your partner is going to come home. Unless you're a good telepath, you have no idea. Your dog sits by the door 2 hours or half an hour before you're arriving. That's why he's superior to most of us, right? So that's my first argument. And in that same note, the same way they know when they're going to get killed. So try to remember that before putting any animals on your plate. In the name of
yes,
peace and light, I'm saying this.
yes.
Yes,
Well, thank you so much, Christiana. It's been wonderful. And thank you, everybody, for being there connected. And we'll see you next time. Have a
absolutely.
wonderful day, everyone. Bye, Christiana. Thank you so much. And bye, everyone.
Thank
See you next
you.
time.
Thank you. See you next time, whenever that is. Blessings to all. See you soon. Thanks, Teresita.
Blessings to all. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, that was great. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. I love it. I love it. I love your energy.
Thank you
So
so
it's
much.
great. So now I just want to share with you something that so Angel Luis, the founder, Dr. Angel Luis Fernandez, he is him